100%, 1000% fully deserved. Respect defenders. But I was worried that they would have given it to the GA magnet. I was slightly worried because we do live in a very fearful time. And we live in a time of stats, thought mob, who scored, and just GA. Because this should have been very obvious or invisible. But I was like, bro, because let's be real. Salah was amazing from August up until March. Then from March, he went a slide down. But I thought, based on just how exceptional he was, based on just goals and assists, purely statistics, they would have given it to the attacking player and it would be just another forward-biased award. But when you look at Hakimi, what he's done this season is exemplary because he's giving you the two flex. He's giving you the defending, positioning, keeping things in check from a defensive point of view. But if you look at this guy's goals, his assists, his advances to the attacking areas, and just how pivotal, not important, pivotal he is to the offense of PSG. Oh, this is one of the best seasons of a right back. Like, if I think about it, like, I can't remember how many right backs or left backs have had a season as good as this. Dani Alves was amazing. Even pick Dani Alves with that Barcelona team from the 2010s. I don't think Dani Alves did not have the same impact that Hakimi had on this freaking team. So for me, for Hakimi, 100% well done. And again, I said to myself that if you had a guy hobbling over on like a freaking Zimmer frame because of his broken foot, shout out to your boy Luis Diaz, and you did not give him the award, it would have been really, really bad. But even put that towards it, that's just for jokes. He deserved it. Easily 100% the standout, most outstanding player this year, and easily put it this way. I do feel there's a gap. So I believe it was him, Osimhen, and Salah were like the finalists. I think it was really between him and Salah. I think up until March, you could argue that Salah was ahead. Up until March, you would argue that Salah was ahead. From March, it's like he blew Salah out of the water. I feel like, because again, think about it. The game in which it all went bad for Salah was the second leg against PSG. Who plays for PSG? It's Hakimi. So I think for Hakimi, 100%, it's just fully deserved, 100% deserved. And I think that it will be a super proud moment for him. Because again, I'm one of those guys who's not really into individual awards, but it is good just to be recognized for doing what you are as an outstanding individual player, but even more so. Why I think this is so significant is, and why this is so key is defenders. It is, okay, why do I hate individual awards? It is unfairly skewed towards attacking players. Unfairly. Bro, I did a hangout for, in case some of you guys may not know, a live show where a guy, not naming any names, undisputed, said that defenders shouldn't win individual awards. That attackers are the most important players and attackers should always win. And I'm like, huh? And this guy, not naming any names, undisputed, said, oh, how the hell did Fabio Cannavaro win the award in the Ballon d'Or in 06 when Pirlo was a better player? I'm like, you moron. You were not old enough to watch the 06 team. I watched that 06 Italian team, and as good as Pirlo was, and Pirlo was amazing, with the greatest assist of all time, the best player and most important player for Italy was Fabio Cannavaro. Without Fabio Cannavaro's defending of what was a defensive team, Italy don't make that final, and they don't win that World Cup. That is just a cold hard fact, that Cannavaro was the outstanding player and most important player for that team. So just think that for defenders, you have to do so much more. A defender can be superb and excellent for his job. If an attacking player is not even as good, but just pretty good, he'll say, what's up? So a guy can have like a Van Dijk 2019 season. If a player just scores a few goals here and is pretty good attacking and scores, let's say, a huge goal in a final and a semi-final, they will give it to him over the defender who's done an amazing defensive job. So which is why I like what Bart Simpson said, aka Lamb. So Lamb said, let's have an attacker award, a midfield award, a defender award, a goalkeeping award. Because it is unfair to say, oh, this is the best football player. So is it the best player because he scored the most goals? Or is it the best player because he did the best in his position in comparison to how this guy defended, in comparison to how this guy played midfield, and in comparison to how this guy played goalkeeper? But pertaining to Hakimi, why this is not even up for debate is that he did his defensive job well. He did his defensive job well. But he gave you the goals. And he gave you the assists. And he was both a force, both defensively and offensively. So I would say that even more so, this is one of the more deserved and better. Hakimi's performance, for me, I put more value over most attacking performances. I do. Because the job of the modern right back or left back is far harder than any attacker. Because you have to defend. You have to track back. You have to battle your left winger or your right winger. And you have to go forward. And you have to make that pass in the final third. And you have to contribute to both goal scoring and passing wise. So what the modern right back and left back has to do, their job is far harder than any attacking player. And I would argue, in today's football, possibly the hardest position to play and the most demanding is the modern right back and left back, who has to, for 90 minutes, maraud up and down, up and down. You have to defend and attack, defend and attack, defend and attack, run up, run down. I'm sorry, you can score all the goals you want. Hakimi's job, Nuno Mendes' job, is far harder than anything Haaland does, than anything Kane does, than anything other guys do. Again, I'm biased because I played midfield when I used to play. I still say that the hardest job in football is a central midfielder because you have to do everything. And it is the most tasking and the most physically draining. So that's just me. But going back to Hakimi, man, look, amazing, proud of the dude, bro. And PSG won the treble. I'm just saying it, just for argument's sake. Was Dembele more important to PSG than Hakimi? I'm just asking the question. Relax, chill. Just relax. I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying anything. Oh, look, you hating on the Us. Bro, the Us is in the Ballon d'Or. He deserved it, but he was clutch. I'm just saying, in terms of importance to the team, contribution to the team, could you make an argument that Hakimi was more important and brought more value to the team, both defensively and offensively, than Ousmane Dembele, who only brought offensive value to the team? Hakimi was the guy who he defended. He had to defend to maintain a lead. And he had to also attack as well to either contribute to a goal or to score a goal. So couldn't you say that a guy who defended and a guy who scored and assisted brought more value than a guy who only scored and only assisted? I'm sorry, that's just pure logic. That's just pure logic. So you could make an argument that Hakimi was more valuable to the PSG team than Ousmane Dembele was. And you could argue him along with Nuno Mendes, but I just felt he did more offensively than Nuno Mendes, that you could make a strong argument that Hakimi was probably the most valuable member of this team. Taking nothing away from Dembele. I'm taking nothing away from Vitinha. I'm taking nothing away from pound for pound the best defender in the world in Nuno Mendes. But a guy on both ends of the floor, both ends of the pitch, was saying what's up at a supremely high level that now made him African Player of the Year. I'm just saying it's worth a discussion. But whatever the case may be, shout out to your boy Hakimi. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, he makes it for the AFCON next month. Because there's a huge AFCON hosted by Morocco. So fingers crossed he's there for Morocco because he is going to be needed for Morocco. But if he doesn't, and I hope he does make it for the AFCON, and I think it's touch and go, because they say it's like 3 or 4 weeks. He might just about make it. Hopefully, he's going to be there at that World Cup, where hopefully maybe can Morocco go one step further, or perhaps 2 steps further and do the ultimate and bring that World Cup back to Africa. Gets real, bro. Gets real. So that's the wrong. Wrong thing. Okay, guess real. About one love. Think about it. Head the ball up over Casillas into the goal. Kenny,
My best of
you
all
believe
time.
Rodri is one of the best
what do
DMs
you
of
mean
all time?
number-wise? Like,
Yeah,
is he
he's
like
one
top
of the
five, top 10?
Yes, he's one of the
one of
best
the best,
DMs
why
of all
not?
time. Yes.
Yeah,
Is he
Guys,
like
yeah.
Think about becoming a Football Hut member. If you're a desktop merchant, just click on the join button below, over here. Or if you're a mobile phone merchant, just click on the join button below the video over here and join the true elite content crack addicts. Peace.